Right, I'm going back to the Taperlogy stuff, my box, okay, and I've sorted out a few papers. I've got a large envelope here, and I thought I'd make a journal cover, okay, and I'm gonna collage this bit here. Okay, I'm going to have some smaller ones as well. So I'm going to have some big ones. And I'm going to use some smaller ones. So I'm just going to go for it. I'm just going to use a glue stick for quickness. And it's dry, but I will seal it after I've finished with gel medium. Okay, so I'm actually just going to just go for it. I don't want to overlap any, but I just don't want to. I will ink up the edges anyway. I'll just get that nicely in that corner. And I thought this would be our journal cover for the things we make. So I don't want to use all those, so I'm going to go there next. I'll get it right in a minute, folks. I don't normally do it like this. It's sort of like a little bit restricting for me, but I just thought, well, envelope, ready-made journal there, isn't it? Fair enough. And that's one of those. So I'm using one of those, right, packs there, because you get loads of stuff in there. So I thought, let's see what we make. I don't mind getting glue on there because, like I said, I'm covering it with gel medium after, so I don't mind at all. Okay, right, let's have a look. Oh, that's a bit annoying, isn't it? Right. I think might be alright. Put that bit on next. Okay. Right, these are the bits of paper. Something. Oh, no, I'm using that one. That's really lovely. Okay. Just going to cut that down. Okay, that's cool. Right, I think what I'm going to do now is put some Liquitex over and then give it a dry. Okay, I'm just going to do that. I'm just going to literally sort of fill in everywhere. Okay, a little bit. So I'm getting low on battery, so I won't film this, but all I'm doing is spreading that over, making sure everything's stuck down, and then give it a dry. Okay, so that's all nice and dry. Okay, and what I'm going to do, I have to cut my height down a bit, which I forgot when I was doing it, because these envelopes are I think they're 9 by 12. Oh, a bit bigger than that. That's okay though, because I just cut off what I don't want. I think I'll keep this, and I must probably line it and do that as a bit of a sort of pocket in the front there. I'm not sure. Sometimes I'll stick it down and then cover it, but I don't want my journal any wider than 5.5 normally. I've got that at 5. I actually quite like that because I'm going to cut it down a bit. So yeah, I'm going to do it by 5. Okay, so I've done mine by 5, but I'm going to most probably no bigger than 8. So I'm going to cut a bit off each end, and then stitch it back together again, because I don't want to take an inch off of there. Which will I be? I'll be here. Well, that'll be all right actually. Yeah, only take it off down to there. Yeah, no, that'll be fine. I'll be all right with that. Okay, so I would score at 5. Let's do the small one. I'll do 5 there. Okay, I'm going to leave a little bit of a, yeah, about an inch, I suppose. Inch. Yeah, I'm going to use an inch for my spine area. Oops. One astray there. Okay. Just there. Sometimes you have to watch if there's any edges here, but that's okay because we put lace on and different things like that. So we've got a bit of a spine going on here, but mine is going to be slightly sort of, it's going to be like that, but this is just a bit of a guide at the moment. And then we'll do 5 inches again. Right, let's put that up there. Okay. And then do that at 5. Yep. Flatten that down now. But my pages are going to be 5 because time I get pages in there, this will fill out. All right. So let's pretend at the moment, but that's great. Yep. Oh, that's looking nice as a colour. Right, so I'm going to take my inch off. I'm not sure whether I'm going to I might even keep that as a bit of a tuck back there. I think I will. Okay, camera battery finished last night, so but I'll show you what I done. I did glue the envelope down, okay, and I cut a bit off the bottom if I didn't say that. So when I do that, I usually, I did shape that in case I left it open. I usually do that and then cut around it, but I didn't have to because I just glued that down. I did stitch in places because I thought it lent itself to that and I didn't worry too much about that. I haven't stitched all around it yet because I'll do that when the inside goes in. So that's how it looks there. That's still my pocket there. Right, this is, I covered, like, this is like a very thin buff file folder, so that they're two together, okay. So I covered that, but these I'm gonna, make roughly like threaded. So I won't do that until it's stuck in. So that's that. So it's just a bit smaller than this, okay, this way. Because what I'll do is I'll stick this bit first, okay. Then it doesn't matter where I come to on here, all right. But it has to be smaller than the outside because the outside has got more, it has to go around more, all right. So it has to be a little bit smaller. So I'd do it about 1/4 inch smaller, but because I got the flap, it doesn't matter if it even comes out to 1/2 inch. I'm still covered. All right, well, it goes in that way. Okay, let's get that the right way. So now I will glue. And because the temperature's really hot at the moment, I'll only glue this side first. Okay. So just make sure this is lined up. I might have to do that from this way. Just check. I don't mind just seeing a bit there. That's quite nice. Just see a little edge there. Let's get that moving in. Yeah. This is just a sort of quick journal, quick, easy, definitely easy. If you don't use fabric, then you will need to reinforce your spine with like Tyvek or tape of some kind, okay. But because I'm using fabric, I don't have to do that. I know it's gaping open here because I haven't stitched it yet, so that's no problem. Right, see, it comes there, and that goes there. So I will stick this down now. Oh, no, sorry, I put lace on it. I was going to stitch her down here, but I'll just put some lace over that. That'll be all right. Like I said, I know that my pages are going to sort of fit in here because that is going to be my spine. All right, so I've got about an inch spine along there, but a little bit of a crease there, you see, but it's still, it doesn't matter. It's not totally in there, yeah. It's only in there in the beginning. Like I say, this is just a quick and easy one. Okay, and I'll wait for that to dry, and then I'll stitch all around that. And I might even stitch down here and down there. All right. So that's all done. That's great. A nice thickness as well. Okay, so like I said, I stitched all the way around there. When I put the fabric on, I put it on with a glue stick. Okay, and just leave it to dry, and it works beautifully. All right, so you don't get anything wet or anything. It's great, and it stays there quite nicely. Quite pleased with that. A little bit of crease in there, but that's when it's down that way. You're not going to see it like that. Okay, so stitched all the way around, and then down the two sides where we made that score line in the beginning. Yeah, but it's not a real thick score line, if you know what I mean. It's I just do it like once down, and then this I might trim it as well. It's a bit long really, but this I'll pull all this out to the edge. Do that, won't let you, but that's what I do. Sometimes if it's more open weave, it's easier, as you can just pull down from there. But so I'll go ahead and do that, and then you can rough it all up. Okay, so that is done now. Okay, and that'll rough up as we go along. There we go. And I've chosen this frame. Okay, and one of these stickers. That's a sticker. Yeah, so that's going to go in there. That's going to go sort of there. I'm going to put that there. Then I'll put something else on the back, I expect. That, and before I stick that down, I've got a bit of sort of like linen sheet, is it? Something like that. It's a bit of linen. It's about an inch. I rip it down an inch. This was already pre-done, so, and I will stain that up a little bit. It's a little bit too and it's okay, it's nice, but, and that will be stuck under there, and this will be on the top, so that will protect that. And you can actually just stitch it here a little bit as well, which if that's need be, I will show you. So I'm going to use a bit of Amazon packaging, I think. Put this on. We'll ink up the inside of that. Just do the outside first. I'm not sure if that's a sticker. I think it's not. I didn't look. Yeah. And I'm going to keep the inside of the journal quite plain. I'm going to most probably sew it in first and then do all the decorating after. Okay, I think I'm going to mount this up a bit actually and cut out the middle of one of those. I think I would prefer it. That's not dead flat. Right, usually I have to then put my head forward when I do this, so okay, where I'm just going to cut that out. Can't really see from back here without getting my head in view, so I will okay, so that's all done now. All right, and I'm gonna stitch around that, and then I'll get some ink ready for this, I think, or I'll do that now before I stitch around that actually, and that can dry a bit. I don't want it very strong, so what I'm going to do is just, this is an old one, vintage photo, so it's not very wet, this one now, so I'll just, it'll be a little bit, and then I'll also just damp this down a bit as well. Okay, I think that's about right. Okay, leave that dry, or dry it off with a heat gun. That should be fine. Okay, it's all dry and stitched around that now. All right, so I'll get the middle of this. It's quite long, so that's all right. And I'll put that about there. Cut some off then, one end, rather than cut it off two. So I've got a bit of this that I can stamp on. Let's come down a little bit more. I know we're going over that butterflies, but that's all right. I sort of rub it into that stitching. This is 3-in-1, so it's quite strong. Yep, like that. Okay, and let's decorate a little bit more. I want to just, I think I will actually just glue that around. I do find it supports it a bit more, so, but only a bit. So what I'll do is just a little bit there. And I do that, make sure that's it. And I'm gonna overstitch that bit and overstitch that bit there. Okay, I've done that. I'm going to leave that as is because I could put the word journal up there, okay, a bit later on, which I think that lends itself to that. So I'll do that, and then I put a sticker on here. Just got to make sure what I'm going to do, just in case, is I put it on with some glue. I better check the other one as well. there we go, we have the cover. So yeah, I've got black thread in there now, so I use that. I'm not really worried, this is sort of something for me really, so I'm going to have a play with it. Right, so I need to get some pages together now. I'm just going to get a load of coffee stained, a few envelopes, that sort of thing. I'll just see what I got around me. Okay, so I'll go and do that, and that'll be in the second video. That's the cover done, and then we'll stitch them in, and then we'll get decorating, make some things. I've already made some, haven't I? See, I had one of those nice toppers, didn't I? But that can go on the inside of the front page, can't it? That I've already made. Yep. Okay.